Hi, it's Craig. I want to talk to you about PocketBible this morning. This is PocketBible for PC and Mac, and in particular, a feature that seems confusing to people because it is a little bit difficult to find. The complaint that we've had is that this toolbar up across the top and this side panel and the toolbar on the side are just too big and they take up too much space on people's screen. And so when they start displaying multiple columns of their books, they don't have as much space as they'd like to have. So I want to very quickly show you how we can fix that. I'm going to be demonstrating this on the Mac version of PocketBible, but the Windows version is very similar. So first of all, we need to get these elements scaled down a little bit. And we're going to do that by first hiding the study panel. We do that with the button in the lower left corner, and that gets rid of the study panel completely. Now we can always bring that back if we want it, or if we decide to do a search, we just hit the search button and it comes back. So it's always there, but we can hide it to make more room for the text. Next, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but what I'm going to be doing is on the Mac, it's Command minus, and that makes everything smaller. On a PC, it's Control minus. And then the opposite to make everything bigger would be Command or Control plus. And to reset everything back to zero or back to normal is Command 0. So let's make everything a little smaller. I'm just repeatedly hitting Command minus on my Mac, and that looks nice and tiny there. If I want to put it back to where I was, I do Command 0 or Control 0 on the PC, and that puts it back. So let's get it back down to size. That's good and small. And you may not be able to see that very well. That's kind of the whole point. We make it big enough so that you can see it. And then if you're a person whose eyesight has not yet begun to fail, or if you're an older person like me, but you keep up with your eyeglasses or contacts prescription and you can see this tiny text, then that's the secret, is Control minus or Command minus on a Mac. Now that we've done that, our text is really small. So we'll go over here to Settings and then Display, and we'll run our text up, say to about 25 pixels. Let's make it 24. And then I'm going to bring the line spacing down a little bit because the whole idea here is people want to get as much on the screen as they can. And so we make the font small, we make the line spacing small, left and right margins are fine. On general, I'm going to use the compact buttons and abbreviations in my tabs. This makes the tabs at the bottom of the screen very small. So those are the things we do in settings. We make the font small, we tighten up the line spacing, and then over on general, we turn on abbreviations and compact button size. So when we come back, we've got our text so that we can read it, and now we begin to lay out our screen. Now, a feature that people often miss is if we right-click, we can split this screen vertically, and then the question is, okay, well, that got me 2 panes. How do I get 3? And the answer is simple. We just go over here to this one and we split it vertically, and now we have 3, and I can resize these however I want. And let's open up a commentary, and we'll go over here and we'll open up a dictionary. All right. So now I could open more Bibles over here. I've got all my Bibles on this pane. I've got commentary in the center, and I've got my dictionaries. This is like a Strong's dictionary in my right pane. That's it. That's as simple as it gets. We can keep dividing these panes and get more and more on the screen. If we have bad vision, we can make everything bigger. But the secret is the Command or Control plus and minus, depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC, and then setting the font appropriately because it's going to shrink along with everything else, or it's going to get bigger along with everything else. Hope this helps. If you have any other questions, contact us at support@laridian.com. Thanks.